Hi there, this is Topher Spinnato of Topherspin Meteorites. I just wanted to share a little bit with you guys about my life and my universe of meteorites. So hopefully you enjoy this short presentation. I actually have a full-time job and I sell computer technology for a living. And during the COVID pandemic, the HR department asked everyone to come together and kind of stay together even though we're working remotely. And they asked me to put a little presentation together about my meteorites and meteorite experience. So that's what this is an attempt to do. Hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm calling this video My Universe of Meteorites. And on here, this slide, you just see a little bit of everything. You see me at a show up in Payson. That happened to be the show where I met one of my good friends, Chris Monk, who is starting his career in meteorites right now. I also get a chance to meet very well-established and very accomplished doctors like Dr. Lawrence Garvey, the curator of ASU's meteorite collection. And on here also a little shot of our friends and everything at the Meteorite Mansion. I'll tell you a little bit about that later on. And then here's two meteorites that I'm super proud of. So a little bit about who I am and my affiliations. I take meteorites extremely seriously and never ever want to mislabel or misidentify or have any issues like that. So most of my affiliations are with international organizations like the International Meteorite Collectors Association, also known as the IMCA. I think there's about 500, maybe fewer members worldwide, and I'm one of them. I'm also a member of the METS, which is the Meteorite Education Trade Society, as well as a member of the Global Meteorite Association, and I'm a trusted business partner with that organization. I'm also a pioneer member of the Meteorite Club, and I sit on the board of directors as the communications officer. So that's just a little bit of my professional affiliations. But I'm really fortunate that I've been able to be invited and meet some of the leading scientists in meteoritics in the nation. There's still some I haven't met, and there's still some I need to get to see. But I was personally invited by Dr. Lawrence Garvey, the curator of ASU Center for Meteorite Studies, several times into the vault. So here's a picture of me and Dr. Lawrence Garvey inside the vault, and just a super happy day for me. You got to see priceless meteorites like this huge Allende and Mount Joy from Pennsylvania. This is a very, very rare iron. I think only a few meteorites in general fell in Pennsylvania. So that's a massive, massive slice. You see, that's a business card slice. So this is Dr. Lawrence Garvey at ASU. He invited me there several times. Here is Dr. Tony Irving in his lab in Seattle with myself. He is both Lawrence Garvey and Tony Irving are meteorite classifiers, as well as the next gentleman I'm going to present. They're all meteorite classifiers and have been for several years. They're all PhDs, geochemistry, and that type of that field. So here you see his scanning electron microscope and the outside of the Earth Sciences building. This is actually Dr. Tony Irving, Tony and I, in his lab discussing some thin sections he was having made. My buddy John Higgins and I flew up there together. We wanted to deliver this 6-pound Martian to him. So it's nice to be not affiliated, but have ties with the top classifiers in the nation, like Dr. Carl A.G., who's with the meteorite department at the University of New Mexico. Now, when the Meteorite department had its 75th anniversary, their 75th anniversary celebration of, last year. They did a really great scientific presentation, a bunch of classes you can attend that I couldn't attend because I was one of only 2 meteorite dealers invited personally there to vend meteorites. So there I am over here with my assistant, Dr. Pat Brown. I call him Doc Brown, but there's my friend Pat Brown, and here I am selling meteorites, bunch of Pallasites down here at University of New Mexico. Now, I mentioned that these guys are PhD doctors and they classify meteorites. So once meteorites are classified, they go into the meteorological bulletin database. So here is a screenshot of the meteorological bulletin. I did a text search for my name, and you'll see that 8 records come up. One of them I'm just listed as the dealer on record, but the other ones I'm listed as either the main mass holder or a specimen mass holder. So you're going to see this one later on. This is 13579, NWA 13579, all odd numbers. So it's the odd numbered golden pallasite. And you're going to see the Gorora 003 eucrite later on. But the kind of information that is captured in the Met Bull is what we call it for short, Met Bull, is something like this. This happens to be NWA 12574. My first classification. It was done by Dr. Carl A.G. at the University of New Mexico. It is a 1.5 kilo chondrite, an L5 chondrite with a shock value of 3 and a weathering value of 2. And I'm listed as a main mass holder. So pretty jazzed about that. Now, that's when you purchase a meteorite and send it to the lab. But I also have had the fortune in the last couple of years to meet some truly amazing people. Like this gentleman here is Stephen Amara. He found Barnstable. Barnstable is the largest meteorite ever found in Massachusetts. In fact, I believe there's only 2 meteorites ever from Massachusetts. So my man Stephen actually found the largest and second meteorite there was. And here we are down in Tucson, partying in our hotel room, drinking Barnstable Brewing beer. And he gave me a very personalized slice and a personalized box. Now, here's the main mass of Barnstable. And this is at the Meteorite Mansion. You see me and a bunch of our friends. There's Pat Brown and Rob Keaton, all taking our turns holding the main mass of Barnstable. It was an experience for everyone. Everyone wanted their picture taken with it, and I don't blame them. I've also been fortunate enough to organize several meteorite hunting expeditions here in Arizona in the last couple of years. Here's a hunt that I organized up in Holbrook, Arizona. Now, Holbrook fell in 1912, I think. Yep, 1912. Here is Pat Brown again. Here I am. And this gentleman here is Mr. Meteorite, aka Mr. Meteorite. It is Ruben Garcia. Ruben is an experienced hunter, especially in Holbrook. So he made sure that everyone on the hunt found a meteorite. If you notice, this one right here at 1 o'clock is still stuck in the dirt. It was never removed from the dirt. Ruben took the entire dirt playa plot out, and then I added my 2 finds onto it, and that's my display now. So that's a fun day getting out there with your friends and hunting for meteorites in your backyard, basically, Arizona. Also, Franconia is another hunt that I organized. This was an overnighter, a multiple overnighter, actually. So there's Randy Dyer, Matt Stream of Streaming Meteorites, myself, and Kristen. Also, I think in the back there, you see Kevin Witt back there. But here I am meteor hunting with my Gold Bug 2, my snake protectors, my snake killer. and my camel path. I've met some very, very interesting and great people like my friends here, but I've also met living legends like E.T., Edwin Thompson. Edwin Thompson is the man, the myth, the legend. He's the real deal. He is the one guy who opened up Northwest Africa. We say all these NWA numbers. Well, he's the guy who opened up the trade between NWA, Northwest Africa, and America. And if you look here, this is his main mass of Diorbigny. And yes, that is correct. It is $1.6 million. It is a very, very, very rare angrite, and this is the main mass of it. So it's a really, really cool thing in my meteorite life to come across great gentlemen and historic gentlemen like this, and actually published authors. Now I want to switch gears and talk a little bit about the Meteorite Mansion. In Tucson, every year is the largest rock, gem, and meteorite show. It lasts for a month and basically takes over the entire town of Tucson. The problem with it is after the sale is over, after the day's sale is over, around 5:30, 6 o'clock, everyone's closing up their sale, their tents and their displays. You grab something to eat or whatever, and you go back to your hotel room, and you're sitting there in a budget hotel room by yourself or with a buddy, and you have these space rocks and you're all jazzed, but you can't do anything. So I decided, what if I rent a huge mansion called the Meteorite Mansion and invited everyone to come into the Meteorite Mansion. So if you look here, you'll actually see that we had, I think, 5 microscopes, which is really, really neat because after you went and bought your meteorites for the day, you could bring them back to the Meteorite Mansion and look at them under the microscope and see if they were what you expected them to be, and if you should go back and buy some more, perhaps. Over here is just a shot of some of our friends. You got me right there, Dustin Dickens, Sean Mahoney, the Jurassic Dreams team. So yeah, it was a great time. I did have a good amount of a good group of sponsors to make it all happen and come to fruition, and everyone got gift bags and customized stuff. It was great. So thanks to the Meteorite Club, Outer Spacer Meteorites, Streaming Meteorites, Space Matter, and also Keaton Custom Leather. So this is some more activities going on at the Meteorite Mansion. Yeah, man, we were eating steaks. Here is we had, this is another thing that's really great about the Meteorite Mansion is we had saws there. So you go to the show, you think you might have bought something amazing, you want to look inside, but instead of being in your hotel room, you're at the Meteorite Mansion. You got the saw out there. We had the saw and a lapidary machine so you could cut and window and polish anything you bought that day just for yourself, or to see if it's truly something special. You may want to go back and look for some more. So we did it until basically we ran out of light. We went all hours of the night. We also had a science night. So I did a presentation on the 5 S's of meteorite evaluation, and we also had Raymond Borges come and give a talk on his hunt for the Aquas Zarcas fall in Costa Rica. So it was a great night. We had a bunch of people who weren't staying at the house come over and spend time with us, but also for that night of education. So it was a great time. And guess what? We're doing it again in 2022. I can't wait. I already have the house reserved and I'm taking names. The house is filling up. It's by invitation only at this point. But that is another great thing that I am just super excited about and would never have thought about doing it if it wasn't for my involvement in meteorites. Now, during the COVID lockdowns, when it first started happening, we had a bunch of people in the meteorite community that needed fellowship, needed socialization. And I decided to start doing a weekly video hangout, and it turned into a YouTube channel. And now I'm extremely proud of the Knowledge Bolide, which is my YouTube channel, and the Knowledge Bolide crew that meets every week on Wednesdays. We haven't missed, I think we're going on 57 in a row now. Now these numbers right here, it's June 30th, so this is half of it's June 29th. So this is half of the year. 153,000 views. So we're gonna crush 300,000 views in 2021, and we're getting like 20,000 hours of viewing, which right now we're doing 145 hours of educational material is consumed every single day on the Knowledge Bolide. So it's something I never thought I'd be a YouTuber. I never had any ambitions of it, but I am absolutely loving it and sharing the information with people. So yeah, the Hangouts are a huge hit. We've had our 56th in a row. We're going on 57. We even have custom shirts that we wear during the Hangout, so everyone knows we're Knowledge Bolide crew members. And we talk a little bit about everything. We do a lot of show and tell, but we also try to keep it very scientific. So we'll bring up this meteorite classification table and try to delve into it it's an elephant. You can't eat it all at once. So there's classes. We have Meteorite 101 classes, and that usually helps break it down into digestible little bites. And we try to educate, and there's no stupid questions, no silly questions. We have room for novices as well as experienced ones. One super cool thing that I was able to do on my YouTube channel with the help of one of my friends, Stephen Amara, was we were the first ones to cut Vinyalis live on the internet 10 days after it was in space. I'm super proud of this. This is something that happened while we were in Tucson. Vinyalis in Cuba fell, and it fell on February 1st. Well, by February 4th, 3 days later, I already had samples collected. Well, samples were already collected. And then 1 week after it fell, on the 8th, I already purchased my 16-gram stone. And it was 50-50 split with Stephen Amara. And we came back to my house, turned on YouTube, went live and cut it, and did a half-hour session of just chatting away while cutting Vinyalis. And we were the first ones to cut Vinyalis live on the internet. That may be kind of nerdy to you guys, but we enjoyed it. Now, a really super high moment of the last 4 years was when I approached Dr. Lawrence Garvey for his assistance in getting the meteorite collection at the Center for Meteorite Studies out to the public a little bit more. Not all of the meteorites are kept out on display. Inside the vault is a bunch of meteorites, all in an environment that's safe for them. So he was more than amped to help out. We did a 2-hour video hangout with Dr. Lawrence Garvey inside the ASU vault, and we on the Knowledge Bolide hangout were asking him to grab different rocks. And the man is just so full of passion and stories and information. It's a must-watch video. So if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend on my YouTube channel. It's the video that I'm truly, honestly, the most proud of. But I'm also known for busting on people. I hate scammers. So I'm kind of internationally known for going after fake meteorite dealers on eBay and busting them wide open. So that's just something I enjoy as well. But here is something that I bought myself for my 50th birthday. It is a 10.25 kilogram Campo de Cielo. It's an iron meteorite first discovered in Argentina in 1576. And this is just a beautifully regmaglyph sample. It's museum quality, top notch. Yeah, I like that a lot. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of meteor, so I'm not sure how many people have actually seen meteorites. So this is an example of a Martian sugartite. Sugartite's like this quality. This is super fresh with flow lines in the fusion crust. This something like this usually goes for about $300 to $500 a gram. Usually about $400, but that is a beautiful, beautiful piece of Mars right there with really shiny, fresh fusion crust. And this is an example of lunar Felthpatrick breccia. So this is NWA 11273. And if you asked me 4 years ago, 5 years ago, if I'd ever hold a hunk of the moon, I'd say you're crazy. It would never happen. Now it's a reality. I have bunch of moon. I've touched bunch of the moon. It's just an amazing, amazing experience, an amazing feeling. And then I also get into the science of it as well. So here are some diagonites. These are very rare achondrites. This is the 29-gram one. Another beautiful slice and 100% just beautiful translucency as well. And then on this side is one of only 11 witnessed Diogenite falls. That's Tatooine. It's an extremely large, rare, large sample of that. This is a main mass. Remember from classification, this is the main mass. This is the biggest piece of the meteorite that exists. This is NWA 13663. It's a eucrite breccia. You notice the lipping, the rollover lipping around the edges. It was an oriented meteorite, and as it came into the atmosphere, the fusion crust pulled and dripped over the edges like that. This is my main mass. This is Gorora 003. It's a eucrite monomicte, which means it's a single lithography inside. It's not a bunch of mashed up pebbles together. It's one homogeneous rock. And it actually has exquisite fusion crust. Look at this fusion crust, and it's all rollover lip. You can actually see through the fusion crust to the eucritic base underneath. The fusion crust on this is just absolutely impeccable, and that's why it's priced where it is. Now, this is an example of a mesosiderite or a mesosiderite. Now, this is a rare one. This is a mesosiderite A2. There's only 4 of these on the planet. Half silicates and half olivines. I'm sorry, half silicates and half metal. Mesositerites are very beautiful meteorites, in my opinion. But then again, Pallasites kind of steal the show. This is spring water. This was found by Mike Farmer in Canada, about 24 grams, and just a beautiful example of it. Those olivines are beautifully translucent in this sample because it's cut so thin. Some other meteorites that are Pallasites. This first one is Admire, and it's from Kansas here in the United States. This has not been etched. It's just polished on that side. This next one is Semchen. This is a exquisite slice. This is from Russia. I believe this is about 53 to 55 grams or thereabouts. This next one is my classification. This is NWA 13579. This is the golden pallasite, odd numbered golden pallasite that I was referring to earlier. This is noted in the Met Bowl for having gemmy olivines popping out. And this piece, I believe, is still available. I'm not sure. I might have actually sold it, but I think it's either the second largest or the third largest piece of the meteorite. And that's from Niger. This next meteorite is not mine. This belongs to my good friend Oz Backman. And this is another part of collecting that people get into, including myself, is old museum labels. So if you notice here, this is a 55.2 gram piece from an old label, and he actually has the piece right there. This is Johnstown. It's one of only 11 witnessed Diogenite falls with beautiful crystal structure in it. This is a museum quality piece right here. Dark fusion crust. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, it's over. Go home. Well, I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed that little run through my universe of meteorites. And please, please join us any Wednesday you'd like to. Visit my YouTube page. Visit my Facebook page. Click on events, and you'll see all the live hangouts that we have on Wednesdays and exactly how to join them. It's super easy, and we'd love to have you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, guys.